A student asked me how to factor 2m cubed plus 3mn minus 2m squared minus 3n, and the question came at the perfect time because I wanted to practice using captions on videos this weekend, so I'll use this as my first example of that. Since this has 4 terms, we want to use the grouping method to factor it. I'm going to take the greatest common factor from pairs of terms. In the first pair, m is the common factor. So it factors as m times 2m squared plus 3n. Now at first glance, the second pair doesn't look like it has a common factor, but 1 is a factor of everything. So if it doesn't look like you have a common factor, you can use 1 as a common factor. Normally we wouldn't write that, but because of the method we're using, we're going to go ahead and actually explicitly write the 1, and now we have 2 matching factors right here and here. Notice that the minus right here became a plus right here. The reason for that is because we've got negative 1, and if you multiply a negative times a positive, that's what would actually get you a negative. And our last step in this factoring by grouping is to take that common factor that I underlined. It appears twice, but when you factor it out, you only need to write it once because it could eventually get distributed to the 2 other parts. Our final answer is 2m squared plus 3n times m minus 1. Now there is another way to do this. Someone in class pointed out that you can change the order of the terms if you want on these grouping problems. I wish I could remember who so I could give credit, but if I change the order of these, then you don't have to worry about 1 as a common factor. So the 2 terms that I've got highlighted in the white chalk instead of the orange chalk are the ones there I changed the order, and now I can factor a 2m squared from the first pair, and that would leave me with m minus 1. And I could factor a 3n from the second pair. That would leave me with n minus 1. Pardon me, that would leave me with m minus 1. I've got that common factor of m minus 1. I can factor that out, and I'm left with m minus 1 times 2m squared plus 3n. So m minus 1 is one factor, 2m squared plus 3n is a factor when we do it this way. When we look back at what we did before, m minus 1, 2m squared plus 3n.